cheddar is here because to make new flavors, you have to go above and beyond. Unlike some places. Wendy's put cheddar on the bun? What do we got?
Sesame seeds.
Try Wendy's new Big Bacon Cheddar today.
Betty's saving big holiday shopping at Amazon. So now, she's free to become Bear Hunt Betty. Settle in, kids. You'll be there a while. Where you going?
Here are today's players to watch. Brought to you by Geico.
Let's start on offense with Pittsburgh. Chase Claypool, 6'4", 238, has the potential to be one of the best in the business. Then defensively, Kareem Jackson transition from corner to safety. He's dynamic and he's
Here we go. What a crazy day yesterday in college football. We'll see what the NFL has in store today as we kick off week 5. We've already had 2 games played this week, of course, with the Rams defeating the Seahawks, who the Steelers play next Sunday night at home. This past Thursday night, of course, Seattle going to be out without Russell Wilson. Moving forward for about a month or so with a finger injury. And then earlier today, across the pond in London, the Falcons just defeated the Jets 27-20. However, today, the Pittsburgh Steelers on Fox, not CBS, on Fox, in an AFC matchup. Just how the schedule is this week with the programming, with the broadcast for all NFL games this week, are going to be facing the Denver Broncos with Teddy Bridgewater. So Denver, Pittsburgh about to kick off here week 5. They met week 2 last year in the Steel City as well, with the Steelers picking up a 5-point 26-21 win before they, of course, advanced record before losing 5-6 and getting bounced in the first round of the playoffs. Right now, with Bridgewater active, clearing concussion protocol, in which he suffered an injury last week against the Baltimore Ravens. Denver's first loss as Broncos enter at 3-1. Pittsburgh, of course, at 1-3, lost 3 straight. So we'll see what gives today. I'm sure something will, as always. Steelers, of course, have to find a running game, in my opinion, with Najee Harris. Play calling needs to be 10 times better than it's been. As long as the defense continues to play well, maybe somebody steps up on special teams. But, I mean, it all starts up front. You got to be able to block. Offensive line's got to do a better job. You got to be able to run the football. Take pressure off Roethlisberger because throwing the ball as much as he is. He didn't throw it as much last week compared to the week prior and the week before that. But, you lose by less than 10 in your last 3 games. There's a play or two that, it goes your way. Well, you get some momentum off of that, run with it, and, outcome could have been totally different. But it all starts up front. Give it a block. The running game's atrocious. Have to find a running game with Najee Harris. Because if they can find a running game, once again, Roethlisberger's not going to have to do everything on offense by himself. Good thing Chase Claypool's back, so Juju Smith-Schuster, Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, your 3 wide receivers. Get tight ends more involved with D. Braun and Freiermuth as well. But fun running game. Roethlisberger won't have to do it all. It'll open up the playbook even more to throw it deep downfield. The screen passes, especially running bubbles or a running back, halfback screen on 4th down. Like, come on. Everybody's got to do a better job. The standards are standards, 1-0 mentality. Put your head down, go to work. So 3-1 versus 1-3. I mean, this could be a big win for the Steelers to get back on track if they can pick it up today, as they're on the return. Ray McLeod out past the 20, 25 to the 29. Penalty flag comes flying in. 1st and 10 from there, pending the yellow flag. But you look ahead with bye week in 2 weeks. Seattle's coming to town next Sunday night, and Seahawks are out without Russell Wilson now. So got a hold on the return, 10 yards from the end of the run, 1st down Pittsburgh. So, I mean, if they, sitting at 1-3 right now, can get to 500 at 3-3, it all starts today, of course, got to beat Denver. I think they'd be able to beat Seattle, because Seattle really didn't look that good with Geno Smith. And then you get to Halloween. But it's one game at a time still. You got to take care of business first. Everything else will figure itself out. Coming up at halftime, as always, first half stats and scores. Take a look around the rest of the NFL. But now, 1st and 10 for the black and gold from the 15-yard line. Handoff, Najee Harris. 5-yard run for him up the middle. Got to have a fast start just like they did last week. Of course, Roethlisberger throwing his 400th career passing touchdown to Deontay Johnson to take an early 7-0 lead. Before that game was back and forth there for a little bit, and then Green Bay pulled away in the second half as Pittsburgh just they didn't have it last week on the road. They didn't. Of course, in a situation like that, they decided to go for it a few times on 4th down. Didn't convert on any. Another handoff, and Harrison get about 4 yards. So it'll be 3rd and about 1. But play calling needs to be better. It all starts with the running game. It's like, I get the quick passes, just to move the ball, chip away at it, get your chunk yards, but at the same time, when you're one-dimensional, and they even know it because Tomlin even said it, when you're one-dimensional and you can only pass but you can't run, and then defense is out there the whole entire game, then, come on. 3rd and 1 for Roethlisberger from 24. Looking to throw, and it's going to be caught by Chase Claypool. Breaks a tackle, and then down the sideline. Can't stand bounce. Tiptoeing his way down the white chalk, and slips out of bounds with a big first down for the Steelers on 3rd and 1 as they decide to throw it 10 yards downfield when they don't need a yard. But really, Denver's defense probably knew, you're going to run it again on the 3rd straight play, and then you want to get it, and you'd be punting right now. So, just a good pass by Ben. Even better catch by Claypool, who's active today. Missed last week's game due to a hamstring, but he's back. Catch for him, 1st and 10. Reverse to Juju Smith-Schuster near side. Nice block there by Derek Watt. He lowers his shoulder, and Juju gets about 3, maybe 4 yards, depending on the spot. But just keep it moving. Chip away at it, one play at a time. Just move the ball downfield. Work the sticks. Move the chains. Eventually, you'll hit pay dirt, or at least if it stalls, be in field goal range by that point, hopefully. And that's why you got to rely on your special teams, rely on your kicker every once in a while, and bring out Wizard of Balls himself and kick a field goal. 2nd and 8, Freiermuth motion. Out of the gun. Back to his right. Looking for Benny Snell. He's going to dump it off to Snell, and he drops it. Catch the fucking football, dude. Come on. I have no idea why the hell they kept him on their roster after the preseason. They should have cut his ass, because he has not played one bit this year. Last week, he was in for 2 plays. He had a drop just like he had there, and then he got stuffed to the line of scrimmage for no gain. It's like they have Najee Harris, rookie running back out of Alabama, as their number 1, but then they don't have anybody behind him. Okay, Balaj, McFarland, Samuels, Derek Watt at fullback, but it's the Najee Harris show in the backfield. Ben going to go deep down the far side, has a man right in the breadbasket. Deontay Johnson, touchdown, Steelers. Same play that they ran to take an early 7-0 lead last week on the road at Green Bay before they ended up losing by 10, 27-17. Ben just lays it out for him, and DJ comes down with it, walks into the end zone for 6. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Simple go route down the far sideline. Beats the defender. Ben puts it only where he can get it in the breadbasket. Reaches up for it and comes down with it and walks into the end zone for 6. How do they build off of this, though? Once the defense gets out there, how do they play? Can they stop Bridgewater along with Denver's 2-headed backfield? I'd hope so because defense has played extremely well this season. Even those 3 losses here as of late, they, of course, gave them more points and they lost, but it's always been, at least the past 3 weeks, it's been at least these 3 losses this year. I mean, you go back to last year too, because they couldn't run the ball and just they got beat, plain and simple. Because defense can't do it all for either. They can't be out there the whole entire game. And, you get the ball back on offense and you expect to win if you're not doing anything. No, it doesn't add up and make any sense. No, but the Raider loss, the Bengal loss, and the Packer loss. Now, of course, Denver's in town right now. Pittsburgh leading 7-0. Early first quarter opening drive touchdown for just now tuning in. And as always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports. Go ahead and Luke at 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below with the thumbs up button. Share hashtag NFL, hashtag Broncos, hashtag Steelers. Chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers. Always greatly appreciated as well. But you go back to the Raider game. Fourth quarter. It was a deep ball from Carr to Henry Ruggs for 6 that sealed it. The Bengal game, there was that touchdown right before halftime. Burrow found Jamar Chase on a deep ball for 6. The 2 interceptions killed him that game too, because since he doesn't get those 2 picks, capitalize off both of them, once again we're tied at 10, and then the Steelers missed that field goal. Well, then they win by 3, but they lost. And then last week, right before halftime, it was that blocked field goal that they said Joe Hayden was offside on, which he wasn't. Timed it perfectly, blocked it, and him and Minka ran it back for 6, but they called it back. After that, especially with no running game, the tide turned, and of course Green Bay at home made more plays and did on offense and pulled away with the win. So is it going to come down to one big play once again in this game that determines the outcome? I don't know. Hopefully not. Hopefully they can, pedal the metal here. Early 7-0 lead. You're at home for the first time in a few weeks. You can have another big home game next weekend as well on a Sunday night, and then a bye week, and then you go on the road, and then you come back home for another primetime game on Monday night before we get into mid-November. But touch back on the kick. It'll be Bridgewater, Melvin Gordon, and Javonte Williams, rookie running back out of North Carolina, for the Denver Broncos. See what the Steeler defense can do here, as they are without Cameron Sutton today. So who steps up in the secondary? Of course, still got Joe Hayden and Minka Fitzpatrick. Carl Joseph's active for the first time as a Pittsburgh Steeler, the former Mountaineer from Morgantown, West Virginia. Drafted by the Raiders, played for the Browns as well, now in Pittsburgh. James Pierre and Arthur Millette have played all right this year. Terrell Edmonds still back there in the secondary as well. Denver going to have a delay of game on the first play of the game. First play from scrimmage for them. They're going to have a delay of game. So 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Denver Broncos. So Heinz Field coming alive here early on with Steeler Nation bringing the noise. Bridgewater under center from the 20 now. 1st and 15. Left to right across your television screen, radio, and audio dial. And the handoff will be to number 25 for the Denver Broncos, the former Badger from Madison, Wisconsin, and Charger himself, Melvin Gordon. Denver on offense without a few receivers for the season due to injury, of course. Yes, you still have Cortland Sutton and Tim Patrick, but 2 Penn State lines at receiver for Denver in Deshaun Hamilton and KJ Hamler injured. Jerry Jeudy also out right now as well, as Pittsburgh's going to bring in some subs here for 3rd down, as Denver picked up a few more yards on that run. It'll be 3rd down. Third and 9 officially. Trips near side from the 26. Bridgewater in the gun. Teddy B complete to the 30. And Minka Fitzpatrick, Terrell Edmonds, rest of Steeler defense makes a stop as well. 4th down and 4, they'll punt. Bridgewater's bounced around, of course. Drafted out of Louisville by the Minnesota Vikings. Has played for a new team. It's felt like every single year, like the past 5 or 6 years. Of course, he played for the Jets, the Saints. Of course, now he's in Denver. Also had a stint with the Carolina Panthers last year. Now out Mile High, but they go 3 and out on their opening drive. The Broncos do. As they punt, Pittsburgh football 1st and 10, up 7 here, under 10 to play in the opening quarter. So see what the Steeler offense can do when we return. Hopefully keep it going. Find a running game, run the clock, open up play action. Let Ben be Ben Roethlisberger. Let Big Ben do Big Ben things. And air it out and pick up a win today. Get back on track. Of course, you've lost 3 in a row. You lose 4 in a row with as bad as it is right now. It's only going to get worse. Need a big win today. Need even a bigger one next week, even without Russell Wilson for Seattle. And like I said, if they get the bye week at 500, 3-3, you know, that the way they started, I mean, that'd be perfect. I'd be all right with that. I'd live with it. Second half of the season, then after the bye week, you got to continue to roll on. So, you know, one play, one drive, one game at a time. Got to find a running game, though. But I remember this game last year when Denver rolled in week 2. As mentioned, Pittsburgh won by 5, 26-21. Drew Lock had went down with an injury that game, got injured. And Jeff Ritschko had to come in an absence. Pittsburgh ended up winning. Remember, that game did come down to the wire, as most of all the 11 straight wins the Steelers had to begin 11-0 last year did. But Drew Lock's still there. He's just now backing up Teddy Bridgewater, because Bridgewater, of course, is a better quarterback than who they drafted out of Mizzou a few years ago. And that's the thing. Denver, once again, after Elway, until they got to Peyton, I mean, they had a few good quarterbacks. I mean, Plummer wasn't bad. You know, Jay Cutler and Kyle Orton weren't bad either. They won games. But you go from Peyton Manning, who retired, who's now in the Hall of Fame 5 years later. Ben Roethlisberger saying he needs to be better. The whole damn team needs to be better. Play calling needs to be better. All the coaches need to be better. They find a running game. It starts there. Got to be able to block the run to open it up. That's why Ben's getting criticized as much as he is and shit on, because he's trying to do everything by himself because they can't run the football. Handoff for 2 yards up the middle. 2nd down and 8. But no, Denver's gone through, I don't know how many quarterbacks the past few years. Sort of turning into, not necessarily along with the Jets, what Cleveland did there for 20 years with quarterback after quarterback after quarterback by any means. But, I mean, you start 3-0, Denver did, for a reason. 3 teams they beat, okay. Like, weren't anything special, and then they get beat by the Ravens last week at home, and now they're playing another AFC North team here on the road in Pittsburgh. As Roethlisberger on 2nd and 7, going to hand off once again to Najee Harris. He's going to get about 5. Be 3rd down about 2 here. Steelers up 7 if you're just now tuning in. But we got Brandon Godden along with Mark Schlereth, former Bronco himself, in the trenches, on the call, won a few Super Bowls back in the day. And he even said pregame, they got to be better up front on the offensive line. And he's a former offensive lineman, so he knows. Roethlisberger in the gun, have a trips and a bunch far side, and that is going to be caught by 88, Patrick French Fry Freiermuth, rookie out of Penn State. And now we got an injury. Let's see who's down injured here. Looks like number 96, Shelby Harris for Denver, if I'm not mistaken. First down, Pittsburgh, though, when we return here to the action. They're going to stick with it for the time being. We'll see if we hit a break or not, but it is Shelby Harris, number 96. And yeah, now we will take a commercial break. Number 96 for the Steelers is Isaiah Buggs, but we'll talk more about the Steelers defense when we get back out there, because I know on that third down there they were bringing in some subs. Saw Spillane and Melvin Ingram come in along with Highsmith when Bush and Schobert were coming out. Of course, TJ Watt's going to be out there every play, but and good to see he's back healthy. You know, he was banged up. Another thing too, they've been banged up at a few positions, but no, back to Denver as well. Yeah, they sort of finally have it figured out, I guess, with Teddy B. I mean, if he went today, it would have been Drew Lock, and basically only Drew Lock, because Brett Rippon is inactive. So I don't know who the backup would have been at that point. And, you know, we'll see if that comes into play later or not. Just because last year, okay, quarterback goes down injured in this game for Denver. Backup comes in, and, you know, Steelers hang on to win, but Bridgewater already with an injury coming in, you know, a concussion, cleared it in protocol, but you can probably almost guarantee he's still dazed and confused, if you will. But yeah, Steeler defense just, I mean, fans are going to get into it even more if they build this lead, especially a 3-game skid. Steeler Nation knows if they lose a few more, season for the most part is going to be done. Just because, I mean, you look at the AFC North, for God's sakes. Pittsburgh's in last place right now, 1-3, and then there's a first place tie. And as we're coming back from break, Steelers first and 10, 8:24 to play in this opening quarter, up 7 following the Denver Bronco injury. There's a tie, three-way tie atop the AFC North in the standings for the leaderboard with the Bengals, Browns, and Ravens, as that ball is tipped and then batted down incomplete. Big hit by Pittsburgh to char the ball loose. Literally, like, taking out the defensive lineman. I don't know if he got hit in the head. He's going to be down injured here. You know, Ben, any other time he would have pump faked that. He doesn't. And it's batted down. Deflected in the air, and then River McLeod comes in for a big hit. They might actually get him for targeting on that. And it falls incomplete. So 2nd and 10 Steelers football. But an injured Bronco get on back-to-back plays. So we'll see what they do next. But a big hit to jar it loose, make it fall incomplete so they can keep possession. No, but if they can't find a way to win today, it's just going to get worse. At least the discussion will with what's wrong. You know, if they can get back on track, everybody's going to shut up because a win will do just that. And Pittsburgh really hasn't played anybody in the division other than losing to Cincinnati 2 weeks ago. You know, they don't play the Browns until the end of the month, and then also them and Baltimore for the second time in January. They don't play Baltimore for the first time until December, and they don't play Cincy again until the end of November. So, I mean, even really, depending on how those other teams do, though, as Harris gets the give on 2nd and 10 for about another pickup of 5, maybe 6, third down and medium here. Pittsburgh leads 7-0, 7:50 to play in this opening quarter. If you're just now tuning in, thank you for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Hit the red subscribe button, notification bell next to it as well, so stay up to date. 3rd and 3 officially. They gave him 7 yards on that run. It didn't look like he got 7 yards on that run, but I'll take it. 3rd and 3. From the 36. Claypool in motion. Pittsburgh right to left across your television screen, radio, and audio dial. Of course, if you can imagine that in your head. Ben looking to throw near side is going to be caught. First down, Pittsburgh. Complete 85, Eric Ebron. They're at least finally trying to get this running game going, along with going to the tight ends a little bit more here in this opening quarter. Freiermuth already has a catch. Ebron with a catch there. Harris, for the most part, around the ball a little bit better here this afternoon. So, I mean, they were able to move the ball extremely well, I thought, there on their opening drive. Of course, Ben right in the breadbasket for Deontay Johnson on a deep ball far side for a touchdown, taking early lead like they did last week. Same play call as it was then. And now here on this drive, they're chipping away at it again. Another handoff. Najee Harris, 6-7 yards for him. That's all you need to do. Just hand it off, let him lower his shoulder, and update. Tampa takes a lead at home over Miami, 7-3. Normally at 1 o'clock on a Sunday. They're in the fall for NFL football. There's always, in my area at least, 2 games on CBS and Fox. But today there's only one because with Denver-Pittsburgh on Fox here, and then Fox has the America's Game of the Week at 4:25. Harris on the give, first down run for the Steelers. Where the hell has this been all season long? That's what I want to know. It's like, it's